Adam, thanks. I'm here now with Barry Vilvin from Ameren, who's going to talk to us about this is National Farm Safety and Health Week. So a lot of things to be aware about as farmers start to harvest. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, of course, farmers are in the heart of the season right now, and they go from early dawn all the way to dusk and way past into it. They run a lot of late hours, and there's a lot of things they need to be aware of with our overhead power lines.
Absolutely. So let's talk about some of those tips besides just being aware and checking their surroundings. There's things to be aware of when they're operating machinery.
Yes, I mean, the machinery is so large this day and age that it's right up there by our power lines, and whenever they come to the end rows and things, they have their augers out on their combine or their tillage equipment, and they're making wide turns on the end. They need to be aware of the surroundings around them, because they can actually become entangled into power lines, or hit a pole and break some equipment of our equipment, and it could possibly make the equipment become energized.
Absolutely. So to avoid getting in that situation, if farmers do observe any sagging power lines or ones that are low, what should they do?
Yes, we have that toll-free number they can call, and it's a no-charge visit. I mean, we'll send a crew out to make adjustments to the line, to bring them up higher, to get their equipment under. If there's something they can't get under it, we'll make the adjustments so they can.
Absolutely. And you're one of the line crew leaders.
Yes, I am.
And so you're out in the field. You see things like this happen all the time.
Oh yeah.
How often is it, or how frequent is it, that these power lines do sag over fields?
Well, I mean, it's we always keep our maintenance up to where they don't necessarily do that, but there is some contact that has happened over the years. It's not often, but it does happen. So they need to be aware, when they have their grain equipment on the end, usually their semi-trailers or their auger carts, it's usually right there next to the power lines, and what they need to do is keep a bigger buffer zone.
Absolutely.
Whenever they do make their when they're unloading the grain into their carts or their semi-trailers.
Absolutely. So if the worst does happen and the power line does come in contact with their equipment, what should they do?
Well, first and foremost, they want to stay in the cab of the vehicle, because they don't know if the power line is de-energized. So what happens, if they don't know it, they need to stay in, because now the equipment becomes part of the conductor and it can energize the vehicle. So they don't want to step out of the machinery. They need to call and get one of our people out there, one of our service guys or a crew, to get out to get the lines off the vehicle.
Absolutely. And this is important to remember, because power lines that may have been totally out of the way when they first planted back in the spring may have moved possibly, or things could happen over the summer.
Well, I mean, the line itself won't move, but it could be drooping, excuse me. It could have drooped, or this thing from Mother Nature. Storms have a tendency to shake our equipment quite a bit, and things can change.
Absolutely. And of course, thank you, all of you, for doing the work that you do to try to keep everybody safe from those situations from happening.
Yeah, absolutely. So if anybody's got questions, feel free to call us.
Very good information. All right, Barry, thank you so much.
Yep, thank you.
We'll be right back with more of the Morning Show right after this break.